what we're going to do in this video is pretty much give ourselves a way to let us know that we're searching for servers, as well as we're going to be sending an extra input to our server slot so we know what index we're on in the scroll box. So that way we can add a button and we know which element we're trying to join, essentially. Well, which search result we're actually using. So we can go from the search result, I'm being blind, based on and select the index that is corresponding to the server slot in the scroll box. So we can go ahead and get started. I want to go ahead and take all of this and move it down just a little bit. Compile and save just to kind of lower it a little bit. Now we need to figure out a way to see if we're searching. So when we're searching, I'm going to have refresh servers become grayed out. And once all the servers have been found, I'm going to re-enable the button for refresh servers. So we're going to do the same thing like we did before with our server delegate. We're going to create a new one. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste. I'm going to call this one F server searching delegate. The type's going to be a boolean. Then the name, I'm going to call it searching for server. I'll copy this, paste it, change the type, and change the name, just like so. All right, now we should be able to compile. Eventually. All right, so we're good to go. So now when find servers is pressed, we're going to fire that delegate. So what we're going to do is, what's it called? We're going to essentially go ahead and just broadcast the delegate. So it was searching for server dot broadcast, and we're going to pass in true. We're going to do the same thing on find sessions complete, except we're going to pass in false. Then we're going to compile. So that's going to indicate when we click find servers, we're going to be disabling our server box. And when we are no longer, once we found all the sessions, we're going to be toggling that back to false. So let's go ahead and bind the event. So I'll drag this bind event to searching for server. Gonna add a custom event, call this one searching server. And just do a little branch. So if we are searching, we're going to take our refresh server button, search for enable, and we're going to set is enabled to false. And if we're not searching, we're going to enable it like so. So let's see if that works. Create test server, click find servers, refresh servers is grayed out, cannot click it. And once the servers come up, we can click it again, just like so. So we're going to use this eventually for an indication above our server list that we are in fact searching for a server, so that way the user knows. What was the other thing? Index, right. So we're just going to take in under server list delegate, we're going to make a new variable, call it server index. I want to make this a separate think. Actually, no. We're doing it here. So we're gonna do another U property. Call it, it's gonna be an int 32 server array index. And we're gonna create a, pretty much do a normal for loop instead of this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and start it out. So for, I'm not sure what the size is gonna be. So we're just gonna normal int. Actually, we can do an int 8, set that equal to 0, or int 8 I equals 0, while I is less than session search results dot num, and we're going to increment I like so. I'm going to actually get rid of this storing of the search results as there's no point. It's just wasting more space. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a dedicated control. Actually, I don't even need to do this. What am I thinking? We're going to create a dedicated control variable. It's going to be int 8 array index, set that equal to 0. Then we're going to increment array index after everything. So increment array index only when we actually find a server and restore it. Actually, no, we need to do that at the top, because even if we do find an invalid server, it's still part of the search results. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to actually change out search results for session search results and get rid of that line altogether. I'm going to set the array index. So info dot server array index equals array index. Well, we're going to change the type back to int32 just to match. It actually doesn't really matter. All right, so we have all of that. Not sure what you're complaining about, but I'm sure I'm about to find out. So let's see. Oh, right, duh. Change everything related to search results to session search and then compile. All right, like so. Now, hopefully, let's look in our server slot. See if we can reload this. We cannot, so we're going to close it and reopen the project. I'm going to do a quick compile outside of the editor and wait for it to load. Open U. Yeah, why not? And open U. Gotta refresh it. Nope. Cool. All right, so we're gonna have to re-add this struct essentially. Should but actually just compile right now. Yep. All right, we're gonna create a new variable. Call this one server info. Type's gonna be server info. Against the settable and expose it on spawn. Gonna drag this out. We're gonna get it. We're gonna break it. And now we are met back with this. So server name and player account string. Make sure that's, yes, that's correct. All right. I'm going to be lazy because I don't want to have to break it. I want to store the actual array index. So array index, let's change that to integer. Compile, we're going to set it. Server array index. All right, so now it's linked like that. So now we have access to our array index. Now let's go back to the designer. Going to I'm actually replace this grid panel with the horizontal box. I'm going to swap these. I don't know what the difference is for fill. We're going to give it a padding of 30 to the right. Now we're going to add a button to the horizontal box and text inside of that button. Set the text to say join. Give this another padding of 30. Let's make it say join server. Make it a little bigger. Change this to b_join server. Compile save. Go back to our event construct. We're going to make a new variable for our game instance, just like we did before. Tutorial game instance. I want to go ahead and set the game instance first. So get game instance. We're going to cast it to tutorial game instance. And if it's successful, we're going to set it. All right, so now we have access to it. On our b_join server button, we're going to add an on-clicked event. We're going to get our game instance. And here's where we're going to be calling our function from, essentially. So we're going to create a new blueprint callable function. We're going to call it join server. It's going to take in a variable called array index. Create the definition. And I want to give ourselves just a default value here. So let's call it fname session name, or my session name. Set it equal to what we use for our session, which in our case is my session. So session name. All right. So inside of create server, we change the session name to our my session name variable. I want to do that wherever else. I think the only other spot is when we go to join session. Yeah, another thing we need to change on create session complete, change server name to session name. I got that confused and screwed that up because that's what it actually is corresponding to, I believe. And now we can set up our join function. So here's our join server. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the result of the server. So that is session search. Search results. It takes an F online session search result. So F online session search result equals, and what we're going to do is get the index, so array index of search results, and store that in result. So we're going to do a check. So if result is valid, then we're going to join it. Otherwise, log temp warning text failed to join server at index array index. Otherwise, we're going to join. So session interface join session unique get ID, it doesn't matter. Session name is going to be my session name, and then the result, which in our case it is result. So third parameter is the F online session search result that we want to join, which is this. So I want to create another log, joining server at index, blah, blah, blah. So the join session complete. Yes, that should already handle everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and compile and see if that works. We just need to call join server from our blueprint. Okay, so from game instance, we're going to join server. What we're going to pass in for the array index is array index, just like so. Now we can give it a try. Launch 2 instances. I'm actually going to create 2 servers. So test 1, create it, and I want to be standing. All right, I can't jump up there. I want to be standing over here on this one. Test 2. I want to be standing over here on this one. Create one more. Find server. Now we wait for them to appear. And I'm going to go ahead and just join the very first one. All right, so the other info is screwed up or something like that. I'm going to press join server. And I joined the first one. So I'm going to try this one more. All right, I'm going to figure out why the what was wrong with the names and stuff real quick. Oh, I never connected the server info. So I guess it just passed in 0. All right, I'm going to launch 3 clients, make 2 servers, and then join it with the last one. So again, test 1, and test 10, then test 20, just make sure no duplicate names appear. So that guy's up there. Test 20. This guy's going to be over here to the right. Then we're going to find servers. Here's our, just so we can see our error if it appears. Test 10, test 20. We're going to join test 10 first. And test 10 should be right here, I think. I want to close that. And I want to try to join test 20 and see if it shows the other one. Test 20. And he's over here. All right, so test 20, test 10. I want to do one more check, except I'm going to have to remember what, which one goes to what. So I'm going to name it left side map. I'm going to be in this left corner. This one's going to be right side map. I want to be in the right corner. And test. So join right side map. All right, got a crash. So let's see if anything appeared in the error. I did not see anything. Gonna go ahead and just close it. Give it another attempt. Do right side map again. And it's gonna crash. All right, so we do have an issue somewhere. Oh, maybe not. Wait, which one did I join? Yeah, son of a gun. I can't remember. brain's gone. Come on. So I'm gonna join the left side. Alright, so we're having a crash. So I'm gonna, out of curiosity, I have a hunch. I'm also gonna remove this section. I'm gonna leave the log. So when we increment array index, I'm gonna do it because I think vectors. I'm gonna do it after. Wait a second. We're starting at. Oh, I'm an idiot. So we're starting at 1. So we need to start at 0 and then increment. Or even if we just went that route, we start at -1, then we increment, like so. I'm stupid. So we're pretty much accessing our index starting from 1 and forward. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, not 0, 1, 2, for example, like we would need to. So attempt 2. Left, just be over here. Right, and be over here. Find the servers. Here's that log. All right, gonna join the left one. All right, and he's on the left side because we spawn here. So there he is. Whoops. Let's join the right one and make sure we're actually on the right side. All right, join the right side. All right, and here he is over here. So we are joining the correct servers. Find the log. Definitely not that one. Joining server at index 1. So that is correct. And just yeah, so we're good to go. We're now able to join a server that corresponds with the index of, well, where we're at. So I'm gonna stop this here because a lot of this video is just me being stupid with the testing. I think I'm going to create a function. No, we'll leave it. Doesn't really matter. So what we've done is we set up a delegate, well, for our UI that determines whether or not we are searching for servers. And that gets triggered via C++. So if it's true, we will disable the button for our refresh. And if it's false, we will enable it. And this will allow us to not be able to spam refresh while we're searching for servers. We will only be able to refresh our server list once we are finished searching for servers. Then from there, we added a new variable to our struct called server array index, and this is the index that is stored in our session results right here. And from there, we simply, on our server slot, we simply assign that to a variable. And whenever we click join on the button that we created, we call our new join server button and we pass in the array index of the server we want to join. So what the join server does is we're going to get the result in our search results of the array index that we're trying to join. In our case, it was 0 or 1 for the first or second server. We're going to check if that's valid. If it is, we join the session. If not, print out a log saying we failed and everything like that. So once join session is called And once it's finished, join session complete fires, we'll go ahead and get our player controller, all that kind of stuff, and simply client travel to that server via the join address that we get, or join address that we get from our session interface. So that is it for now. In the next video, I think we might just go about kind of finishing, or at least improving the interface for creating and joining servers, so we can have more options such as LAN, or maybe even getting our actual name. I'm not sure what name it's going to get, but it might be getting our desktop name since we're not using Steam, but we'll figure that out. And same thing when finding servers, just pretty it up a little bit. So I will see you in that one.